Hey guys, welcome back to another video with the Financial Controller. Bill Hanna here. In today's video, we'll be talking about accounting salaries. And so I'm going to be showing you some real accounting salaries that are being shared online by real people. And I'm going to be separating the myth from reality, what you can realistically expect as someone who's entering the accounting field, or maybe you're early on in the accounting field. And I'm in a unique position to discuss it because I spent the last 15 years working in accounting, where I began my career as an auditor at PwC and then transitioned to industry and worked my way up to a financial controller, which is what I do today. And there are two main reasons why I chose this topic, why I want to talk about accounting and salaries. Is number one, motivation. When you hear how much money people are making out there working in accounting, you'll be motivated to take your career to the next level. And number two is that I want to wake you up to the reality that in today's environment, accountants are making as much money as engineers, lawyers, and sometimes even doctors. So let's dive right into today's topic. I am 26 and should be cracking 100K USD by June, senior at a PA is public accounting, senior at a public accounting firm in Chicago. So this number is impressive. 100K is pretty impressive for someone who's 26 and being a senior. And so you see from the response, somebody saying, this is impressive. Are you in a specialty tax group or something? And this could be the case because 100K is high, and I'm guessing that he's either in specialty tax, maybe like international tax, something super niche, super specialized, or maybe an advisory. A lot of times too, to get to that high number, that high salary as a senior, you're probably top rated senior. So usually in public accounting firms, you have a rating system. So every year you go through the performance review, and there is this really awful rating system that rates people with a number from 1 to 5, 1 to 3, depending on the situation. If you're top rated, that's going to determine your salary increase. And so you can go to salary increase up to 25% per year, which can get you to 100K, which is likely what's going on here. Now we get another user who's responding to this post, and he's talking about the importance of making moves between companies in order to increase your earning potential, right? So jumping companies in order to increase your earning potential. So he's saying, pretty sure I'll crack the 6 figures in 5 to 6 years. So pretty confident here. A lot of you forget you need to hop firms to accelerate your salary growth. And there's a lot of truth to that. So in general, from my own experience, my own tenure at companies has averaged 2 to 3 years, right? So I spend about 2 to 3 years at each company that I work for. And this allowed me a couple of things. The first thing is obviously the money. So every time I jump from a job to another, my salary increased between 10 to 20%. And this allowed me to imagine every 2 to 3 years, my salary increasing by about 10 to 20%, right? On the span of 15 to 20 years. The second thing is that allows me to gather lots of experiences. So I go work for one company, and for example, to use as an accounting software, they use QuickBooks Online. I get experience at QuickBooks Online. Then I move to the next, and they're using as a software NetSuite. Now I have experience in NetSuite. I go to the next and I learn another accounting system. So I'm gathering all these experiences as well as the experiences of the actual work that I'm doing. So a company I go to, and the focus of my job is budgeting. Now, all of a sudden, I get 2 years of solid budgeting experience. When I go to the next job, then all of a sudden I am experienced of budgeting, and I have much more rounded experiences from working at company A, B, C, D, and I'm gathering all these experiences. And the third thing is that working with different mentors, and I have a video that I made on the importance of working for good mentors. I'll leave a link up here. And working with different mentors, gathering different styles, learning different leadership styles from different mentors, that allowed me to become much more rounded professional in general. So we'll begin with this post from Reddit, where the poster is asking a question: why is AFM so hyped? And AFM is a program in college, accounting, financial management. So he's asking, why is AFM so hyped when most accounting salaries are around 50 to 60K? And obviously, from my experience, 50 to 60K is entry-level salary. This is not what you make down the line in mid-career. This is just the beginning, 50 to 60K. So let's see what he's asking. Most of the people I know in AFM, and also my friends, want to get their CPA and CFA or CFA. But after doing some research and looking at this accounting thread post, it looks like the average salary is still around 50 to 60K. And this doesn't make sense. 50 to 60K, like I said, that's the entry-level salary. So many people go crazy about getting co-op at Big Four. Co-op at Big Four, if you don't know, co-op is similar to internship, but co-op is more full-time. An internship usually is sort of part-time. A co-op is a more full-time experience at a Big Four. And exit opportunities, but complain about the pay. What are these exit opportunities? After looking at how many hours people in accounting and finance industry work, looking at the work-life balance and how boring some of the jobs can be, I still don't get why people hype it so much. Am I missing something? So obviously what he's missing here is the salary, right? So we'll talk about the salary. We'll see the responses that he's getting from people talking about their actual salaries, right? 50 to 60K, just the beginning, just the tip of the iceberg. What you make beyond that is in the six figures and the high six figures and maybe beyond 200K. The work-life balance, it's true that the work-life balance, as we'll see here from the responses, can be bad when you work in public accounting. And I always advocate that you work in public accounting only 3 to 5 years and then you transition to industry where the work-life balance will get much better and even the pay will get better. You stay in public accounting if you want to become a partner at a public accounting firm, which is fine, but it's going to be a lot of work and many hours and not great work-life balance. That's why I advocate only working 3 to 5 years in public accounting and then transitioning out. So let's see what the responses are. One of the users respond and says, do 4 to 6 years at a Big Four, make almost 70K, which to me doesn't make sense. 4 to 6 years at Big Four, 70K. No, usually 4 to 6 years at a Big Four will be well above 100K. So let's see where he's going with this. So he's saying do 4 to 6 years at a Big Four, make almost 70K, doesn't make sense. Exit to industry for about 15 to 20% increase. That makes sense. When you make the jump, you'll make 15 to 20% increase in salary. Keep renegotiating and testing waters by jumping ship and finding high-paying jobs. Industry is technically accounting, but private. Think similar to internal audit. So these are different things he's saying you can do: internal audit, FP&A, etc. So this poster here, I don't get the 70K remark because 70K after 4 to 6 years doesn't make any sense. And it's true that you will make 15 to 20% jump when you go to private industry. Now we get another user responding to this guy and says, as someone who actually works in accounting, financial management, Big Four, 5 years, it's 110K on average. That makes a lot of sense to me. 110K after 5 years in public accounting makes a lot more sense than what the other guy said about 70K. 70K doesn't really cut it. 110K, maybe a little even higher than 110K. So 5 years, it's 110K on average at a Big Four. Then if you leave to industry for a 9 to 5 job, salary goes up to like 130K to 180K. And that makes a lot of sense. Most often, you're at about 120K after 5 years. You jump ship for 20% bump, you get to about 150K on average going to industry where the hours are going to be a lot better. So let's see what else is out there in this Reddit post. Now we get one more user responding to this post, and this guy says, accounting and financial management graduate with 10 years of work experience here. So this guy has 10 years of experience. We're likely to get more wisdom out of this guy. I have friends that went into many fields: CS, computer science, medicine, law, trades, law enforcement, pilot, you name it. To me, to this day, I believe that accounting financial management is the best work-life / salary / career advancement balance. Yes, accounting salaries may average 60 to 70K. I think 60 to 70K is more like entry level. But every single AFM grad in my class tops 100K easily without needing to grind it in their early to mid 30s. The vast majority of us have job security, pensions, benefits, etc. Is it glamorous? No. Is it going to make you super rich? No, but it's a means to an end, a comfortable life that gives you enough money and time to spend on the things you enjoy. And I totally agree with this person. So the glamorous part is something that I talk about in my other videos. Accounting seems to be missing that glamour part, right? So when someone, and the test that I like to talk about is that if a girl is asking you what you do for a living and you say accountant, it doesn't sound glamorous, right? Versus if you say you're a securities lawyer or you're an engineer at a tech company, right? Saying you're an accountant doesn't sound as glamorous, but it has all the other things. It ticks all the other boxes. Really comfortable salaries, really good benefits, amazing work-life balance compared to somebody, for example, who's a securities lawyer who's working till midnight and super stressed out most of the time, right? So this person here is saying that with accounting, I personally have visited over 15 countries before having my first child, and this is something that I relate to. Before having children, I traveled all over the world, and I went to maybe more than 15 countries. So this is saying that you make enough money to be comfortable enough to travel, because travel is very costly, right? and I never felt like I needed to spend extra time at work in lieu of spending it with my kid. And I never had to worry that I'm not putting enough time in work either, right? This is something that I agree with as well. Financially, I've never had to worry about GTA housing prices, I'm not sure what GTA stands for, or food and gas prices, inflation, etc. Many of my AFM peers hopped companies every 2 years, and now they are at or close to 200K, which is something that I see now accountants making over 200K, and that makes a lot of sense, especially in the big city environment, so like New York, Toronto, Los Angeles, bigger cities. I personally choose to chill at my public sector job. I think public sector here probably is referring to working at a governmental job. I don't think he's referring to public accounting, because public accounting is stressful. I think he's most likely chilling at a public sector government job for security and DB plan. I'm not sure what DB stands for, and I'm at 125K. So he's working for 125K at a looks like a major city, and looks like a governmental job with low stress, really good work-life balance. And so this is what this guy is doing. So in summary for this video, from everything we've seen in these posts plus my own personal experience as an accountant, money isn't everything. Work-life balance is really important, so that allows you to do the things that you like outside of work. But in terms of money, to increase your earning potential as an accountant, there are a few things from my experience that you have to do. The first thing is that during college, you should focus on getting really good grades. When I finished college myself, I finished with a GPA that was 3.9 out of 4, which is kind of really on the high end. What you should try and strive for should be getting something above 3 out of 4. So 3, 3.2, 3.5, that's really good. If you can get closer to 4, that's really going to catch the attention of employers when they are recruiting out of your school. Also, after you finish college and you begin to get some work experience, you should really get your CPA license or the international equivalent, which is going to really boost your career and your earning potential. In my case, when I got my CPA license about 5 years after graduation, that gave me an immediate uplift in my salary of about 20%. Number 3 is that you should work with really good mentors. So when you go work for a company, find a company and an employer that's going to have a mentor. Somebody's going to teach you the work and make you a better professional. So when you go work for a company and the boss you work for is not, someone who's patient, somebody who's going to teach you, somebody who's experienced, don't be afraid to make a move and go to another company where you're going to find a mentor who's going to teach you and make you a much better professional. And then finally, number 4, get different experiences, meaning don't settle for the one thing you do at work. So let's say you work at a company and you do accounts receivable. Ask your boss to get involved in other areas such as accounts payable, financial reporting, taxation, right? This is how you get rounded. Get involved in more areas, and if you want to progress your career toward a controllership or a CFO, so you need to get exposure to all of these areas in the accounting team: accounts payable, accounts receivable, taxation, financial reporting, audit, how to manage an external audit, all of these areas. So try to get involved in as many areas as possible within the accounting team to get more rounded. And that's pretty much it for today's video. So if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and share it with someone who you think might benefit from it, and I'll see you in the next video.